Hey, this is Don McGrath, author of Dream It, Live It, Love It, Beyond Well, Beyond 50, and creator of the 21 Day 7 Habits program that's meant to give you the body and energy you need to carry out your life's grand adventures. So one of the challenges I see when I talk to people and I coach people and I help them to get that body and energy that they need to carry out their adventures is they tell me, Don, I don't have time. I don't have time to get the extra sleep. I don't have time to do workouts. I don't have time to prepare nutritious meals. I just don't have time. It's a huge problem and it's endemic. It's indicative of a lot of things that are going on in our society right now. We work more. Actually, we work 12% more than we did in the 1970s. And we have a lot more to do. We've got all kinds of entertainment that comes at us. We're constantly in contact with cell phones. We've got all kinds of entertainment. We no longer have just 3 channels. We have all kinds of channels on television, all kinds of things to distract us. We have email constantly at us. We've got all kinds of social media. We have Facebook and Twitter and all these things that require time or can take our time. And so we have more things to do and we still only have 24 hours in a day. Always have, always will. And guess what? We all have the same 24 hours. So why is it that some people can find the time to work out? How is it some people can get the proper amount of rest? How is it that some people can achieve great things in their career and do all that? They still have the same 24 hours. Well, I'll tell you the secret. It's not about finding more time. It's about how you organize and use your time and how you structure your time. There's some simple strategies and tactics that you can use to find an hour or more per day to devote to getting the body and energy you really need and to pursuing your life's grand adventures. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. A little bit about my story. So I was, I got out of college, I started my first job. I was a competitive runner. I required 1 to 2 hours a day of training. And back then I didn't have very many responsibilities, so I really didn't have trouble starting my new job and finding an hour or 2 per day to train. Fast forward a few years, I found I was taking graduate courses, I was in a relationship, had more responsibilities at work. I started to not be able to find the time. So what did I do? I went out and I got some training. I got some time management training. And I started implementing some of those things, refining them, changing them over time, adapting them more to fit and work with the way my life was. And over the years, as my responsibilities at work have grown and changed, as my relationship has changed, as I've developed some other interests in doing projects like this and writing books, I've actually refined and come up with a system that I think is really good, really beneficial, some great strategies, some great tactics. So that's what I'm here. I'm going to present this in a video, and I'd love to get your comments on it. Okay, so let's start with the strategies. Here's 6 main strategies in what I call the exercise time shift. That's finding an hour more per day to devote to yourself. Okay, so let's start off with the first strategy. First strategy is roles and goals. It's extremely important for you to understand what all your roles are and then what are the goals within each one of those roles. I'll give you an example. For myself, I'm a husband, I'm a manager, I'm an author, I'm an athlete, I'm all these things. Those are all roles that I have in my life. And in every one of them, there's certain things I want to do, certain things I want to accomplish or should accomplish. So it's very important to understand all the roles and the goals for each one of those roles so you can make progress and stay balanced. This is key to maintaining that balance. We all know people who are out of balance. We all know people who are in balance. People who are in balance are very clear on their roles and the goals they have in each one of those roles. Okay, next main strategy is to plan weekly as well as daily. I think a lot of people have a daily to-do list. They sit down and they start, fervently digging into their to-do list trying to get work done. But I think it's really, really critical that you, every week, plan out your week. So for every one of your roles, define the goals for that week, decide which day you're going to apply effort and what tasks you're going to do toward achieving those goals, and map it out at the beginning of the week. Decide what's going to be done when. Okay, I need to do something this week as a husband. I need to buy a gift. Okay, so am I going to do it on Monday and Tuesday? Well, it depends on what I have going on in the evening, what I have going on at work, how busy things are. So plan weekly as well as daily. Big strategy. Huge, huge strategy for people. Big problem, okay? Differentiating projects from tasks. A lot of people have on their to-do list, they actually have projects. And they wonder why they keep deferring getting to these things for day after day after day after week after week after month after month. Now, the difference between a project and a task you can sit down at one sitting and get it done. A project you can't. A project is actually a collection of tasks. I'll give you a good example. Painting the upstairs bathroom. okay? Project or a task? That's a project because there's many things I have to do unless everything's all prepared and all I have to do is actually go paint. First of all, I got to pick a color. Then I've got to go get supplies. Then I've got to prepare the room. Then I can actually paint one wall, then another, then another, then another. So actually thinking about putting only things on your to-do list that are tasks and not projects. Everything that looks or smells like a project, sit down and break it down into the task and then think about what is the first task that needs to be done in that project. Focus on getting just that one and that one done only. Huge, huge strategy. Next huge strategy, I think if you talk to very successful people, those people who get a lot done, I think what you'll find, every single one of them has what they call block time. That's large blocks of time, 30 minutes minimum to an hour and a half. And I cap it at an hour and a half because I actually, after an hour and a half, I need to get up and walk around and clear my head a little bit. But 30 to 90 minutes where they sit down and they focus, no distractions, no email, no cell phone, no conversations. They sit down, they get tasks done. This is huge. It's known that every time we context switch, we lose about 1 to 2 minutes. It takes 1 to 2 minutes for our brain to refocus. So if we're constantly checking email, if we're constantly on the phone, if we're constantly changing context, we lose many, many minutes a day. I'll bet you do that more than 30 times a day. There's your hour, okay? So block time is huge, a huge strategy. Next strategy is the concept of inboxes. We all have inboxes. We have incoming physical mail, right? Paper mail. We have an email inbox. We have a voicemail inbox. We also have other ways that things come to us. Hallway conversations, right? Telephone calls. We have a lot of different inboxes, and it's critical that you understand all your inboxes and where requests are coming from and have a system to, in an organized way, deal with and disposition all the things that come at you so that your inbox doesn't grow to the roof and just stress you out. Okay, so defining your inboxes and having a system to deal with them. Okay, next, the concept or realization that tasks are work. Work isn't organizing all your tasks. Work is actually getting the tasks done. So organizing blocks of time where you can sit and knock off tasks is the way you want to structure your days. Okay, so this provides the overall strategy. So defining your roles and the goals in each one of your roles that you want to accomplish on a weekly basis, then deciding what days they need to get done, differentiating between projects and tasks. Anything that looks or smells like a project, break it down into tasks, because tasks are the only things you can really be actionable and do something about. Defining blocks of time, 30 to 90 minutes. Defining inboxes, having a way to disposition and deal with everything, and then getting tasks done. I hope you found that exercise time shift training really, really valuable. That's just the first part, going over the strategies. When you start the 21 Day 7 Habits program, you'll get the remainder of the training, which is more on tactics and implementation, how to actually go ahead and implement it, some of the details. So I hope you really found those overall strategies valuable. I think they're really, really important. I use them in my life. I think many people who are successful and get a lot done use them. So I thought I'd give an update as to where I am on the product launch. You know, I think we're getting weeks away. I can almost taste it. It'd be really fantastic if I got this launched by the end of July. It might be into August. But I thought I'd take a moment and just kind of give you an overview of exactly what's in the program, exactly what comes with the program. So in the 21 Day 7 Habits program, there's a training manual that describes the background, some research that I've done, and walks you through what's involved in establishing each one of the 7 habits. So it's a comprehensive training manual focused on tapping into your instinct to play, getting more regular restful sleep, getting more regular and rigorous and vigorous exercise, and eating the right foods in the right amounts. So it's comprehensive and covers all those areas. Tons and tons of information. There's also a goal builder booklet, which will help you to understand what your goals are and help you clarify some of your goals. What are you trying to accomplish in this program and also in other areas of your life? So really, really comprehensive goal planning training booklet. There's also habit trackers. So these are booklets that help you track how you're doing in the program. For each day, there's a page, and you get a chance to, when you do support the habit, put a a big old checkbox on that day saying, yes, I supported the habit. Make some notes how you supported the habits. So that's for every single one of the 7 habits. Really, really crucial in staying accountable. There's training videos like the one you just saw the piece of. Training videos on not only changing your mindset, but understanding how to manage your time, and lots of other topics. So you'll be getting weekly emails with these training videos as well as other stuff. So weekly, you'll be hearing from me, and you'll be getting other information, supplementary training material that augments what's in the training manual and in the habit trackers. There's also an online community that you'll join, and people will be in there who are also involved in the program who will help you stay accountable. As we know, accountability is huge. It's really, really important. So the program contains all these elements. It's a comprehensive program. It's what I would offer in one of my personal coaching programs. So it's worth thousands of dollars, and this is going to be really, really good value. So keep your eyes open. I'll be telling you more and more about the program each week. And just like I promised in the previous videos, I'm not only unveiling this program, I'm also unveiling myself. So today, one of the shoes is going. Okay, so one of the shoes will drop. So next week, I think the other shoe will drop. So stay tuned. I'm getting really, really close. I'm super excited if you can't tell. And again, I hope you found some of this training really, really valuable. I certainly feel it is. So till next week, this is Don.